that President Biden's Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has finalized a rule preventing medical debt from showing up on your credit report, Republicans are lining up to try to get rid of it. Really? Now, U.S. Senator Tim Scott, for example, new chair of the Senate Banking Committee, said last month, while this rule was still being debated before it had been finalized, that the CFPB should halt all rulemaking until President-elect Donald Trump takes office. Now, of course, that makes me think of, well, look, if some of these rules are popular, which a lot of them are, because they're actually protecting consumers, then he could allow them to be enacted and then take credit for them. Or he could just get rid of them because, well, the paymasters, the corporations don't want these rules. So there's two ways that he could go. Now, Scott said back at the time, it is paramount that President Trump could begin his administration on January 20th with a fresh slate to implement the economic agenda that the American people resoundingly voted for. Well, I tell you what, the economic agenda that Americans voted for and what they're going to get from Donald Trump are two completely different things. Okay. I just voted for the price of eggs to go down. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Tariffs. You've got, all these different things that are going to have tax cuts for the rich, the tariffs, it's not going to make your life better. It's going to make rich people that much richer, and is not going to help you at all. But that said, that's what's going to happen. Now, Scott's comments suggest that Americans who voted for Trump did so in order to continue paying these overdraft fees, having their personal information sold by predatory data brokers, and getting penalized for owing medical bills, which is what these rules that the CFPB has, put into effect, cracked down on. Okay, since the election, very specifically. You want to undo all that? I don't know. You might want to check the polling here, because I'm going to guess that a lot of Americans are going to be like, wait, hold on, whoa. I actually like these rules. They protect me and my family. Now, months ago, there was an Associated Press poll where Americans said it was extremely or very important for the federal government to take action to help people with medical debt. And remember, medical debt, a lot of other countries, doesn't actually exist. We're the only major, OECD industrial country, modern nation that has medical debt and bankruptcy. People go bankrupt for getting sick, and they become homeless because of medical debt. And so, yes, most people saying, yeah, we should do something about that. Yeah, makes all the sense in the world. And then, of course, Biden, his CFPB actually does something about it. Republicans are immediately like, let's get rid of that. Oof. Oh, I hate that rule. Now, Noam Levy over at KFF Health News writes that the CFPB on Tuesday effectively dared the incoming Trump administration and its Republican allies in Congress to undo rules that are broadly popular and could help millions of people who are burdened by medical debt. So this is what makes me think like, Trump might not undo these. Why do I think that? Or he might call to not undo these. I don't know. I'm thinking that, like, the guy still wants to be popular in some way, right? But then, it also makes me think, yeah, but the ghoul he's going to put in charge of the CFPB is not going to care at all. It's going to defend corporations and undo all these rules. So now this rule specifically would remove $49 billion in unpaid medical debt from credit reports by amending Regulation 5, which implements the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Lenders are restricted from obtaining or using medical information to make lending decisions, but federal regulators have created an exception to that restriction, allowing companies to consider medical debt The new rule ends that exception by banning medical bills on credit reports, which the CFPB said has led to a practice of using the credit reporting system to coerce payments even if the bills are inaccurate, as they frequently are, according to the agency. About 15 million people will be helped by this new regulation, with the credit scores of people with medical debt boosted by an average of 20 points. Look, obviously having a good credit report or good credit score is extremely important. I mean, it's tied to pretty much everything now. Whether you get a house or, apartment or even a job. So, and how are you supposed to get out of debt if you can't get a job because your credit's bad? Makes it real hard. And of course, you add in the healthcare portion, right? In a country where healthcare is very, very unaffordable because you have private corporations, the insurance industry, you have, for-profit hospitals, all this stuff, okay? And you have this medical debt that could prevent you from being able to get a job, find a place to live. I mean, that's horrible. That has to change. And look, people, again, who have homes lose them because they get sick. They lose their jobs. They, rack up medical debt, and then they can't afford to pay the mortgage. That's what happens. Now, a CFPB, an informal KFF Health News poll facing eviction or foreclosure in the Denver area back in 2023 found that nearly half of people surveyed said medical debt played a role in their housing insecurity. So that is very, very important, right? So, I mean, these are people that work. I mean, there is the working poor. There are people that are homeless that have jobs, but they have all this debt on their record in their credit reports, and they can't get a place to live. And some of it, again, could be this inaccurate medical debt that you can't really pay off, can't really challenge. And so, yeah, leaving that off the credit report makes all the sense in the world. Now, CFPB Director Rohit Chopra says people who get sick shouldn't have their financial future upended. It says CFPB's final rule will close the special carve-out that has allowed debt collectors to abuse the credit reporting system, coerce people into paying medical bills they may not even owe. Now, of course, Republicans look at that and say, but no, we want them to do that. Musk wants to delete the CFPB. That's what he said. And the House Financial Services Committee Chairman Patrick McHenry, a Republican from North Carolina, said that this proposal itself was regulatory overreach. Oh, great. Lovely. Look, if you think any of these Republicans are actually on your side, well, then you would be mistaken. I think that they want you broke and desperate so that you will work for poverty wages. Yeah. So that you'll be too distracted trying to survive to notice them plundering the country. Because that's the plan here. Okay. They're going to plunder the country. And if you're too sick to work, I also got bad news for you. They want you dead. If you don't benefit a so-called job creator with your labor or your money, if you don't have money, if you need health care, okay, if you need public money to survive, they think that you deserve to die. It is their social Darwinism. That is the dystopia that they've been working on creating for a long time. And I think we're getting pretty close to it. Okay, we're nearing the end of that cycle. All right. Trump is building himself a billionaire's cabinet with the express purpose of looting the country. That said, maybe I'm wrong and Donald Trump doesn't, undo these rules or doesn't, or speaks out against undoing the rules, right? And maybe, I don't care if he takes credit for it and is like, no, I kept these rules to protect consumers. Great. That said, seems uncharacteristic of Trump to actually care about members of, the poor and the working class, and people with medical debt. And so I very much doubt he will do anything positive and keep these rules. That said, he could could always prove me wrong. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.